Hi, I'm Jazer. In this video, I want to teach you how to play with different volumes for each hand. I have a bonus secret practice trick for you to try, so make sure you stick until the end of this video to find out what this secret practice trick is. Playing different volumes with each hand is one of the most important but challenging skills of playing the piano. Many beginner and intermediate pianists struggle with this. If we were to play both hands at exactly the same volume, it would sound something like this. Now, was that good? Somewhat. I give it maybe 5 out of 10. All the notes were correct. Awesome. But if you felt like this one, which was what option 1 was, if you felt like that sounded a little covered up or muffled, then you felt correct. If we were able to play each hand with a different volume, we can achieve a much more polished and professional sound. It will then sound something like this. Generally speaking, the right hand has the melody, and so it has to be louder than the left hand. Before we get into the specifics of how to do this exactly, it's important to talk about why this is difficult to do for pianists. Once you understand why it's difficult, you'll find your solution more easily. In my opinion, there are two main reasons as to why playing different volumes in each hand is a difficult thing for us to do. The first reason is that this is a coordination problem. Now, whether you play piano for 10 days or 10 weeks or 10 months, you will know that our hands don't like to coordinate with each other. They don't like doing different things. So every new piece that you play is another new coordination project for your hands. You need to know which hand comes in where, or that part comes in together, and this part the right hand's playing, that part the left hand's playing. The second reason is that the piano volume actually diminishes from the moment you strike it. Now, I don't know if you ever thought about this, but let me explain. Now, if you are a singer or you play an instrument like the trumpet, your note can be sustained for as long as you have breath. But just have a listen now to the piano sound. You can't even hear it by this time. So about probably 4 or 5 seconds in, you can barely even hear the notes anymore. Now, this is a problem. Why is this a problem? This is a problem because if you look at, let's say, at this piece, as the right hand struck the G, there were more left hand notes that were already playing and potentially then covering up that right hand part. So it's so important that when you play, for example, this piece, your right hand has to stand out so much that it can withstand the left hand chords coming in and potentially covering up the right hand. So what you want to do is something like this. Really pronounced. Really put this one in the spotlight. Okay, let's talk about some solutions to this problem. Now, we're going to first start with body percussion because it's really easy to do and understand. So all you need are your 2 hands and your 2 thighs, okay? So let's just start patting them like this. And now, can you try to pat your right with more force than your left? So your left is just touching it very, very softly, and the right hand is doing more of a larger pat. Don't hurt yourself, of course. Okay, so, and in a second we're going to switch. Okay, so ready and switch. Now left hand is doing the harder pat and right hand the very light touch. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do both of the C's, and you're going to do them both 8 times. 4 times the right hand is louder, and the next 4 times the left hand is louder. But they both play 8 times. So it's like this. Next one. Left louder now. Right now. Now left hand. And now right. after doing that, you should go downwards as well. Now, this is not a really easy task. You might have to just pause the video and give this more of a try. Just a tip that I have for you is, as you're doing this exercise, try not to have your fingers fly up like this. Okay, so make sure they're grounded on the keyboard. So try to use force from the keyboard, for example. So on and so forth. Now let's take this a step further. Let's do another exercise. So you are still in that C position, but now one of the hands is playing bum, 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 and the other hand's playing bum, 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 bum. So for example, and then you switch to the left hand being the louder one. So whichever hand is playing bum, 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 bum needs to play louder. So next one. Not easy. Give this a try. It's pretty hard, but it's very fun. Awesome. As we approach the end of the video, it's time to reveal the bonus secret practice trick that I have for you. And here is what it is. The bonus secret practice trick is where you practice your piece normally, but then the left hand, you are playing it completely silently like this. Now, playing silently doesn't mean you're just miming it. You actually have to get to the key and press it down just very, very slightly. So this will feel very, very weird because visually you can see your hands are there, but by not making a sound, it's going to really throw you off. But why do we do this exercise? We do this exercise because I want to push you to the extreme. So the struggle point for us is that we can't quite play the hands with different volume. We can't quite raise the right hand and lower the left hand volume. It's very difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something even harder than that. We're going to do the extreme. So we're going to play the right hand and left hand. We're going to not just lower the volume. We're going to lower it till 0. So and once you do a lot of this practice and you get comfortable with it, you're going to really start to feel that when you play the left-hand notes, you are able to control it with a really soft volume so that your right hand can then stand out more. Even just with 30 seconds of practice, I can already feel a better control when my left hand can play a little softer so that my right hand can be more in the spotlight. We have now come to the end. Have fun with the things that you learned in this video. Practicing can be hard. Repeating a passage again and again, let's be honest, it can get a bit tiring. So, if that sounds like you, this video is for you. I'm going to teach you a pretty simple but beautiful piano riff that you can just improvise on, take a bit of a break, relax, before you go back to practicing your very challenging pieces. Okay, let's start by learning the left-hand chords first. So how many chords did I use then? I used just 3 chords, okay? So the first chord I used was the A minor. And in this version of the riff, all you need to learn is these 3 notes in the chord. So A, E, and A. Okay, so A, E, and A. And you use your 5th finger, 2nd finger, and your 1st finger for this one. Okay, first chord done. All right, next chord is the G chord. In the G chord, all you got to do, very simple, is just to move down a step. Okay, so G, D, and G. All right, done. Let's do the last chord. So move down another step, and then we have the F chord. F, C, F. Okay, F, C, F. Let's play it all together. In the riff that I played, I did 1 bar of A minor, 1 bar of G, and 1 bar of F. So it sounds like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, let's start with some improvising now. The first one I want to teach you is the repeated notes. Look here, I'm just repeating the C. Not much happening in the right hand, but sounds quite nice. Maybe I'll do E now. Sounds good. Okay. Next one, let's learn another one. So this one is adding the middle notes to the chord. So in A minor, we're actually missing a C chord here, C note here, sorry. So this, right? You know, sounds nice, but if we add a C note in there, hear that? That sounds like, you know, a nice chord now. So you can fill in by adding the middle notes in here. Very nice. So add the C to the A minor, B to the G, and A to the F. So again, A, G, G, F. And I was just being a little funny when I did this. Just a little sequence. Okay. Some double thirds. Let's do some broken chords now. So beautiful. And I quite like this one. Sounds very serious, this one. Last but not least, you can do some melody. So this is a bit of an advanced one. So good for some advanced students. So you just make up a singable melody on the spot. So I'm just going to make this up as I go. So. Hope you found this tutorial helpful. If This video is for the absolute beginners out there. You're wanting to play songs that you love, but your fingers are just not able to do different things at the same time. In this video, I want to give you beginners some very simple starting steps to try to do different things with your hands. Just like our previous video, it also has 10 levels. Here is what level 1 sounds like. So they both are going to start on C, and right hand is going to run up. When you hit the G, your left hand also plays another C. So come down, and one more on the left. One more time. After that's comfortable, let's move on now to level 2. Level 2 is the same as 1, but just with the parts flipped around. Now, as you're giving it a try, just beware of some mistakes. I find that when students do this, they do something like this. So. Okay, I don't know if you spot the mistake there, but the final note that happens is in the hand that doesn't run up and down. So the correct way is actually... See that? The right hand plays that final note because it's the hand that doesn't run. Whereas what you don't want to play is... Some other mistakes that I see as well is something like this. Where they play it hands together, right? Because our hands really dislike playing different things. So one last time, level 2 sounds like this. Going now into level 3. Level 3 is where the right hand runs again, but here's how it's a little bit different. This time, both hands are starting on the D, and these exercises, they're all limited to that C position. And because it's starting on the D, you sort of have to do more turns, if that makes sense. So, come down, come back up. One more time. Going now into level 4, which is level 3, but flipped around. And you can just keep repeating this. Just some really nice exercises to get the hands to do very, very different things. One of the best ways that I found to practice these exercises is with a metronome. A metronome is really important because it gives you the beat and it sort of forces you to play things at the right time. One of the great delights I've had in the past few months of practicing is using this metronome watch I have right here. So what I do is I tap a beat I want, and immediately I get a vibrating beat on my wrist. So instead of hearing sort of a noisy and loud click, I just feel it directly on my body. Let's go now to level 5. Now things start on the E. Okay, and level 6 now, switching around. As you're doing this, you might find that all the levels where the right hand is doing all the running is a bit easier than when the left hand does it, especially if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, then the whole thing is turned around. Okay, and level 7 now, starting on the next note, F. Moving on, let's go now to level 8. We're coming now to the final 2 levels. So level 9 starting on the G. Level 10, flipped around. And there you go, you've completed all 10 levels. You can actually try to play them all together like this. Switch. And next one. And next one. So on and so forth. You go to the B, and if you notice something, my left hand is now using the 2. Now, A minor. Now left hand's using 3, and right hand's using 2. And F chord. Left hand using 2, and right hand is using 3. Hope that was okay for you. Let's move on to level 2. Level 2 is called the loop. Let's see what this looks like. Now the only thing you want to be paying attention to in this level is you want to repeat that top note. Hope you're doing okay so far. Let's move on now to level 3. Level 3 is called the right hand reach. Okay, so now instead of playing 3 notes in your right hand, you're going to play 4 notes, okay? So what you're going to need to do is to replace these 2 last notes with fingers 2 and 3. So don't use 3, 5 anymore. You're going to use 2 and 3. And the reason we do that is because you now need your pinky to play this top C note. Okay, so you're gonna, all the top notes are basically the same as the bottom notes. So you're gonna do something like this. Level 4 is called the right hand reach song. It's basically the same as level 3, but you're now going to add in some left hand notes to make it sound like a real song, okay? And the left hand notes are basically the left hand bass notes of the chords we're going to use. We're going to use C, E, A, and F. Sounds like this. Hope you're doing great. Let's move on now to level 5, which is the left hand reach. This essentially is the same as the right hand reach, but because your left hand is a mirror image of your right hand, okay, it has implications for your fingerings as well. So just watch along and see how you go with this. So use the 3 for this one. Keep that 3 there. And this one, I recommend 4. Use the 4 here, it's easier, and then 3. One more time, with the 3. Still keep the 3 in the next chord. And 4. I know it's weak, but it's a better finger to use. And then 3. Moving on to level 6. Level 6 is called the left hand reach song. This is basically the same as the previous level, but now you're adding some right hand notes to make it sound more like a song. The notes you'll use for your right hand in this level are G, G, E, then F. So it sounds like this. Keep that G. Next will be your E. And then finally F. Sounds nice. G again. Keep that G. Go into your E now. Finally F. Congrats on completing the previous level so far. We're going to move on to our final level 7. This is called the Hands Together Reach. Let's go again. That's all for today's video. How did you go with this 7 levels of beginner? We are going to start with level 1, and level 1 is this. So what's happening is you're playing first with your thumb in this kind of strawberry cake, strawberry cake, strawberry cakes, this dum bum 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 rhythm, and you're traveling outwards and you're coming back in. So awesome. Let's move on now to level 2. Level 2 is the same rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, but this time you're going to ascend and descend with your hands going up and down together. Okay, so we're going to start with the pinky on the left and the thumb on the right. It's a little bit more challenging because you're now playing with different fingers, not the same one. So let's move on to level 3. Okay, level 3 looks like this. So you can see the left hand is only playing 3 notes. So pinky, the ring finger, and the middle finger. So C, D, and E. It doesn't play these 2. Okay, and the right hand is also starting on the same note as the left hand, but it's doing this sort of up, ascending and descending little motion here. So have a look again. Next one is D. Next one's E. Down back to D. Going up again. Level 4 is the same thing as level 3 but flipped around. Left hand is now doing da 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 da. Okay. Okay, moving on to level 5. So right hand is just doing this. It's doing the skip, so C, skipping to E, skipping to G, skipping back to E and back to C again. It's doing this the entire time, and left hand is slowly ascending every time the right hand finishes a round. So let's see that again. Level 6 now is flipped around, left hand doing the C, E, G, E. One more time. Alright, moving on to level 7. I really love this one, guys. This one really gets my fingers up and running and alive. Okay, so it's going, they both strike the C at the same time, and right hand's going C, D, C, D, C. And then you go to the next one, D, D, D. So on and so forth. And when you reach the G, you're now going downwards. G, F, G, F, G. Let's start again. Moving on, level 8 is flipped around. Now, as I was saying before, left hand playing fast notes are generally going to be a little bit harder for most of us. So make sure you practice this one heaps. Hope you're doing well so far. Let's now move on to the last 2 levels, level 9. Okay, let's break this down. Left hand is doing, okay, just the arpeggios, C, E, G, and back to C. And right hand is doing this, the little melody that actually, sounds like a real thing. It doesn't really sound like an exercise. It's like a real melody. So it goes arpeggios up, back down to E, F, D, C. Let's see it really slowly now. Alright, and level 10 is the hardest one, where it's flipped around. Now left hand is playing that complex melody and right hand is doing the arpeggios. Not easy, this one. And there you go, that completes the 10 levels for today's exercises. Stay tuned to part 3, because part 3, I'm gonna have 10 more exercises. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments how you went with these 10 levels. Which level did you get up to, or which level did you find really difficult? Let me know, talk to me, I read all my comments. Have a great day and see you for now.